Good afternoon, Year 8, and welcome back after your half-term break. Welcome to my assembly today. It's lovely to be back, and it was great to see lots of you online today and yesterday on your return, and hopefully that continues this half-term. So it's a new month, it's a new half term, and it's your final half term in Year 8, which is quite scary really, as I remember all of you joining us back in Year 7 and how much you've grown and developed in that time. And I'm really excited this half term to see what you can achieve over during the virtual school in the next 7 weeks, and hopefully you're motivated as well and keen to get started. So think about what challenges you're going to overcome this half term, and think about what you want to achieve, and think about those goals that you need to set. And we talk about goal setting often, and it's really important that you do that. So I'd expect you at some point this week to be setting some half-termly goals before we do break up for the summer. So it's your final half term as a Year 8 student, and you have only got 46 days to go, and that is going to absolutely fly by. So these next 7 weeks are going to be really key for you before you go off on your summer break and then return as a Year 9 student. And that's really scary, because I all remember you joining Aldersley back in Year 7 as that little child walking into the Amethyst Theatre. Some of you very nervous, some of you really excited, and how quick those first 2 years at Aldersley have gone. So I just want you to make sure you stay focused this half term. I want you to stay positive, which I spoke to you a lot about last half term, and why being positive is important, especially at the moment while we are in lockdown at home. And I want you to remember to never give up. So you might have some bad days when you're on the virtual school and you can't be bothered, but I want you to try and motivate yourself to be bothered, get yourself online and get in as many lessons as possible to ensure you are successful in those final 46 days. So this half term, you're going to see this poster quite a lot, and this is what I want you to really focus on. I want you to make sure that you are prepared for that start in September as you step up into Year 9. So you're in the middle of your secondary school journey, so you're in the 3rd year of being at Aldersley, and you have got to make sure that you are focused and you're determined to make sure you work hard. So these 4 simple challenges that I'm setting you, I'll be talking to you about constantly, daily, each week in our assemblies, and they are simple and they're things that some of you are already doing, but I want you all to make sure that you're doing them all of the time. So the first one is nice and simple. You need to be online and you need to be on time, and that is key. If you're not online and you're not in the lessons, you're not learning, you're not making progress. So you need to make sure you are online in all of your lessons, or as many as possible. You also need to be on time, because if you're logging in halfway through a lesson, then you've missed the start of the lesson and then it's hard to catch up. And if you're a bit like me, you'll get a bit frustrated, you'll be demotivated, and you might think, oh, forget this, and you'll log back off, and then that's another lesson missed. So when you are logging on, make sure you're there for the start of the lesson so you can engage in that starter task with your teacher, and you can ensure you don't get left behind. Second one, I want you to try your best at all times. That's all we can ask. So even if you're having a really bad day and you're thinking, I can't be bothered to go online today, I want you to try and change your mindset. I want you to motivate yourself. I want you to try your best to get online. And that is all we can ask of you. And I am here to support you, and so is Mr. Rose, your head of year, and any of your teachers. So if you are struggling with anything, then please do obviously email us. But all we're asking from you is to try your best. And I've put a little target on there from all of you, and I want all of you to try and gain 200 points each week. And for some of you, that'll be really easy, and you achieve a lot more points in a week than 200. But that is the minimum I want to see. And as a year group, it'd be fantastic to see as many of you as possible achieving those 200 points. How do you achieve your points? You make sure you impress your teachers, because the teachers are the people who are seeing the work that you're doing, they're seeing the work that's being produced, and they want to reward you with those points. The third one, I've briefly spoke to you about this last half term, but I want you to start preparing for those option subjects that you've chosen. So you've chosen 2 subjects that you hope to study in September, and you need to start speaking to those teachers. So the teachers who did your taster sessions are the teachers who are specialists in those subjects. And if you're unsure of which teacher to speak to, obviously you can drop me an email and I can point you in the right direction. But I want to see you engaging with those teachers and asking them of what that you can do to get yourself prepared in September. Obviously online there is lots of information that you can find yourself if you want to be really prepared and start researching those courses you're doing. So maybe if you've opted to a BTEC, then you need to make sure you're looking at the BTEC, make sure you're looking at the right specifications, so whether it's AQA, EdXL, etc. So make sure you're on the right spec, and you need to make sure that you are doing that by contacting those subject teachers. And if you start doing it now, you've got a good 7 weeks where those teachers can engage with you, they can help you and they can support you, and it'll get you hopefully really excited to start studying those subjects in September. I know when I was at school, one of the subjects I chose was PE because that was what I was passionate about, and I was really excited to get started, and I wanted to learn as much about physical education as possible. And hopefully you are exactly the same, and I'd expect you to be really keen to get that task, or that challenge should I say, achieved this half term. Obviously you can continue that in the summer holidays, but it's quite useful to start it now so you have got that teacher support. And then the final one there is revisiting that content that's already been taught to help you retain that knowledge and make sure you are prepared for September when you come back. And that's across all subjects, not just those option subjects you've chosen, because some of those will be brand new and there'll be new knowledge straight away and you won't have any previous knowledge. It's across every single subject. How can you do that? Have a look through your knowledge organisers, right back from year 7 all the way through to the ones that you're currently using now in your final half term. Make sure you're going over that content that's been taught and you're revising. That revision is going to be really important. So this half term, if you were back in school, you would be doing an exam week, and I know lots of you would be preparing and revising and doing little timetables for that. And even though you've not got that exam week, I still want you to be testing yourself and revising at home to make sure you are retaining that knowledge, and it's only going to make things easy for you when you return in September. So those are the challenges I'm setting to you year 8. I nearly called you year 9 then. So those are the challenges that I'm going to be setting you, and it is up to you whether you actually try your best to achieve them. And hopefully you're all really keen and motivated to make sure you do and you are prepared for September. So some of you already have actually achieved those 200 points since we came back yesterday. So these students here on the right have already got 200 points or more. So a fantastic effort there from Priya, who's already got 360 points, followed very closely by Asan, Jackie, Connor, Shania May, Rachel, Migley, Melody, Kakirat, Nayana and Millie. So all of those students have already got 200 or more points, which shows me that they are working hard in those lessons and their teachers have noticed that they are doing some outstanding work. So when I do my assembly next week, I expect majority of the year group to be on there for hitting that 200 points total. So you've still got this afternoon and another 3 days to try and get that 200 points as a minimum throughout the week. Obviously, if you are getting lots and lots of points, it shows that you're working hard, and then that graduation as you move from Key Stage 3 to Key Stage 4, we'll be able to celebrate that success in the virtual school before we do finish for the summer, and that'll be a lovely end to the year by doing that graduation celebration. So I'm really, really excited for that, and hopefully you are too. So a bit of a reflection from last half term. So time to celebrate the most points from last half term. The first one there on the left hand side is the students who got the most in that final week. So Joanne there at the top with a fantastic 1,500 points, followed closely by Isabel, Asan, Isabel T, Nayana, Connor, Sophie, Nevaeh, Visalagan and James. Well done to all of you. You achieved lots and lots of points in that final week. So a big shout out to you. And then the students in the middle are the students who got the most points from the summer term 1. So Asan there at the top with 6,630 points, which is absolutely amazing. Followed by Nayana, Connor, Joanne, Isabel J, James, Melody, Deborah, Kieran and Visalagan. So if your name isn't on either of those lists, your challenge this half term is to make sure you're in that top 10 one of the weeks for our assemblies. So I want to see lots of new names on there. That is what I'd like to see. Also, a big well done to ATE last half term, who got the most points across the school for the half term with a fantastic 48,090 points. Wow, how brilliant. Great team effort from you all there. Also, a special mention to 8D, 8L and 8S, who also made it into the top 10 as well as a form. So even though you're not actually having your form time and you're with your form time, please try and keep getting as many points as possible to add to that form total, because you are still a big team and we want to make sure we get as many points as possible for year 8. So time to celebrate those students of the week, those students who've already impressed myself and Mr. Rose on our return after the half term. So my student is a student who I believe is a real role model to the year group, really, because it always works hard. Back in school was absolutely the same, and that's continued in the virtual school. So I'm really, really impressed with this young man. Just gets on with things, sometimes does get missed in the background, but I have been noticing your efforts and I'm really impressed with it. So my award this week goes to Liam. Well done to you. Look out for your certificate via email. And then Mr. Rose's student of the week is a young lady who has been working exceptionally hard online, been doing really well across the board in all of her lessons, and I have witnessed this as well when I've visited some of your lessons, and both of us are really proud of you, but in particular Mr. Rose, and he wanted to award you this week. So a big well done to Sophie. Keep up the good work. Also, to celebrate those students we feel are showing those school values on a regular basis. So the Be Prepared this week is going to Katie. Well done. It's great to see you doing lots of things in the half term, and also come back yesterday prepared, engaged and attending all of your lessons on time. Well done. The Show Respect Award this week is going to Connor. Well done to you, Connor. I'm really impressed with you and always respectful in all of your lessons and working well. And then Challenge Yourself is going to Shalicia. Well done, Shalicia. I've been really impressed with you in all of your lessons and all of your efforts across all subject areas. So keep up the good work. And then Twitter. So just a few highlights from over the half term and then the first few 2 days since we've returned. First one there is some amazing work from Molly from her geography lessons, and your teacher was really proud of the work that you produced there, so well done to you. Well done to Isabel and Millie in year 8, who've done some fantastic work in maths, beautifully presented, and that was a tweet from Miss Farah, so well done to both of you, working really hard. Well done to Joanne, who has been doing lots and lots of exercise and cycling over the half term and since we've been in lockdown, and I've been really impressed to see how enthusiastic and motivated you are. So well done to you, Joanne, seeing that you clocked another 10k there for your house competition, which it's good to see lots of you getting involved with that. Well done to Harry, who's also been doing the same, who's been on his daily walk in the half term and walked over 3k, so well done to you. Well done to Finlay, who was taking part in some of the challenges that I set and trying to learn a new skill. Well done to you, Finlay. I'm not sure if anyone was able to challenge you and to do better than Finlay was there with the spinning of the football. But if you was, please send your videos in, and hopefully we can see some more of those, because it is great to see lots of you keeping busy over the half term and especially keeping physically active. And then another tweet there from the geography department. It was a well done to Jared, Olu, Charlie, Isabel and Tappy from 8A2, who did some fantastic work where they conducted their own field work and then presented it in data. So that's really, really good, and that'll help you as you move up to start studying your GCSEs. So well done to all of you, and postcards have been sent home. And then a big shout out to Hannah, who has been raising money for St John's Ambulance, and you can still donate if you wish to Hannah. They've completed, herself and then her sisters have completed over 100k in May, so well done to you girls, and it's great to see you doing something as well for a charity, so well done to you. Okay, so before I do leave you for your afternoon lessons, please make sure you continue to work hard. Think about those 4 challenges that I've set you, those graduation challenges that I'll be talking to you a lot about this half term, and make sure you are online and you're engaged in lots of your lessons. If you're in contact with some of your friends who are maybe not online, please try and motivate them and engage them to get online, because it would be lovely to see the year 8 attendance improving, because at the moment it was year 10 who were in the lead last half term, and obviously I need that to change because I want my year group to be at the top. So that is something that I want you to work on as well this half term, year 8. Please do log on to the year group team. Myself, Mrs Treble and Mr Rose are in there, and we'll post comments along with your form tutors and the other members of the senior team. So please visit that daily and try and engage in some conversation with your peers. So enjoy your afternoon. I'm going to leave you there and enjoy the rest of the sunshine, and hopefully the weather stays around for the rest of the week. So keep safe and have a fantastic week, year 8.